It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got a beer from Prime Time, Hepworth Brewing Company. I googled it. This is Prime Time Session IPA but better. 95 calories, low carb, gluten-free and vegan. 330 milliliter can, 4.2% ABV, £2.20 a can in Waitrose. I recently reviewed their Caffeine Plus Lager, which, I mean, watch the review for yourselves, but I described it as a bit of a bog standard sweet lager with some caffeine in it, and I questioned the kind of whole point of it. So if you want to have a look at that review, check it out. Let's get this out into a glass and see what we get. Session IPA. There is etching on the bottom of this glass, so there might be, it might create a little bit more carbonation than the normal. Actually, it looks like it needs it. The beer looks like it needs the etching. So, beer in a glass. We got a 1 finger white head. Good levels of carbonation in the glass there. It's a clear amber coloured beer. Looks quite good. Looks very interesting. Let's get the aroma on this one then. Hepworth, I believe they're a company that do a lot of contract brewing. I went to a lager launch many years ago. It was the company behind the honey beers. Oh, I think of the name of them now. Anyway, they launched a lager, and they wanted this lager to do good, to do really well. But I was speaking to the owner of that company, can't remember the name off the top of my head, annoying me, and I'm sure it was Hepworth that brewed the beer. They're just one of those breweries that exist. They do a lot of contract brewing. I mean, if you need a beer to hit a supermarket at a kind of like a fairly decent quality, then probably Hepworth are the company to approach for that. But Prime Time, they're based in SW10, London, I believe it's London. So they're a different company altogether. Let's get the aroma. Bit of citrus in there. Bit of grapefruit, bit of orange peel. It smells pretty decent actually. A little bit of sweetness from the malt. Let's dive in. Cheers everybody. Yeah. Something exactly what I was expecting, really. Absolutely exactly what I was expecting. Something which is, it's, with all due respect, if you've drunk quite a lot of beer, maybe you've checked in a couple of 100 times on Untapped, by now you will probably be able to understand the beers that have been contract brewed. You'll be able to understand the beers that have come in from a regional brewery like Green King, Shepherd Neame, Brains, Badger. They're at a certain level, they're at a certain quality. And then you'll probably understand that then you can go to a microbrewery, maybe somewhere like Moore Beer Company, and you'll get something like this, which is of the highest quality. They're brewing beer not just for the sake of knocking beer out, they're brewing beer that's excellent beer. and they're very, very proud of what they do. No doubt the people at Shepherd Neame and Green King and all of the other badges and whatnot, they're Hepworth Brewing Company, they're probably as passionate about beer as the small contract brewer, the small micro brewers. But the point is, they're in a different market. They're in a market where the beer sits on the supermarket shelf, and the beer is dictated by the price. The price dictates the beer. The moment it goes over a certain level of price, the beer probably doesn't sell. So they're really boxed in. They're kind of sandwiched into a cling filmed, vacuum packed sandwich. You know, it's tight. There's no room for any maneuver. And you can taste it in the beer. It starts off sweet, a little bit of sweet malt. Carbonation pushes the beer on the inside of the mouth. There's no off flavours. There's nothing wrong with the beer. There's no diacetyl, and there's no kind of rotting vegetables. It's a decent kind of like well put together beer, but that's exactly what it is. And this is why these companies exist, because you never get a beer from these companies. Very rarely do you get a beer from these companies that has any off flavour, because they've been brewing beer for hundreds of years and they know the process. They know what they're doing. It's got that very early session IPA taste to it. It's grapefruit, it's lemon, it's orange peel. It's nice, I like it. It's just unspectacular. It's just existing in a space. Probably because you don't see so many session IPAs anymore in the supermarket. And maybe Prime Time were like, hey, you know what? There's not enough of that anymore. We need to see a bit more in the supermarket. Everyone's doing these New England IPAs, aren't they? Everyone's brewing these citrusy, passion fruit, mango New England IPAs, and maybe they've just spotted a gap in the market to say, hey, the session IPA exists. Would I prefer to drink this over a New England IPA? I mean, look at it. Look at the beer as you wash it around in the glass. Look at that. It's good liquid. It's a tidy liquid. Good lacing. The way the carbonation, you rock the beer back and forth. It's a well put together beer. And to be honest with you, the more I'm drinking it, the more I'm convincing myself that I really, really like it. Point is it worth your £2.20 a can? Yeah, I think so. It's better than the stuff Lidl and Aldi pump out. That awful craft beer that you pick up in the discount German supermarkets. Better than that. It's probably £1 more a can than that. But it sits in that kind of £2.20 a can. Would I remember this beer in 12 months' time? Probably not. If you ask me in 12 months' time, would I remember that session IPA I reviewed in Waitrose a year ago? I'd be like, forgotten. It's just, it's decent but unremarkable. 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.